The Cosby Show is one of the most influential sitcoms of the 1980s, completely changing the way we view family on television. With its perfect blend of warm humor and important life lessons, the show provided viewers with moments of both entertainment and reflection. The stories of the Huxtable family not only made audiences laugh, but also deeply ingrained human values in the hearts of its viewers. The show became a cultural phenomenon, not only because of its content, but also thanks to the talented cast that brought the beloved characters to life. However, over the years, many of the actors who contributed to the show's success have passed away. In today's video, we will pay tribute to 42 actors from The Cosby Show who tragically passed, honoring their contributions to the entertainment industry and remembering the impact they left on audiences worldwide. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more fascinating stories. Leave a comment with 1 if you resonate with these stars or 0 if you have a different opinion. Now let's dive in and take a closer look. Earle Hyman is best known for his role as Russell Huxtable in The Cosby Show, 1984. He was a man of immense talent but lived a lonely life. A trained actor with a deep love for Shakespeare, he spent most of his career on the stage and received widespread acclaim for his performances. Despite his success, he never married and had no children, dedicating his entire life to his craft. He found solace in Norway, where he bought a house and often retreated to escape the pressures of Hollywood. Financial stability allowed him to live comfortably with an estimated net worth of $5 million at the time of his death. His assets included real estate in Norway and a rare collection of books and manuscripts. In the later years, he moved to the home of actor Lillian Booth in Englewood, New Jersey, where he spent his final days in relative obscurity. He passed away peacefully on November 17, 2017, at the age of 91 from natural causes. Michelle Thomas, who played Justine Phillips in 1988, had a bright future ahead of her before tragedy struck. A young, dynamic actress with undeniable charm, she was best known for her roles in The Cosby Show and Family Matters. Her private life was mostly kept private, although she had relationships with prominent figures in the entertainment industry. Unfortunately, her rising career was abruptly halted when she was diagnosed with a rare form of stomach cancer. Despite undergoing aggressive treatments, her condition worsened, and she spent her final months in and out of the hospital until her passing. She did not accumulate significant financial assets, as she focused on her career rather than accumulating wealth. Her assets primarily consisted of personal belongings which her grieving family cherished. Her death at the age of 30 on December 23, 1998, deeply saddened fans and colleagues, as she had so much life ahead of her. Clarice Taylor, who played Anna Huxtable in 1985, was a talented actress with a Hollywood journey marked by both success and hardship. She had a long and respected career in television and theater, but financial security always seemed just out of reach. While she brought warmth and wisdom to her roles, her personal life was fraught with challenges. She married, but her marriage was considered strange, and she spent much of her later years alone. She did not accumulate significant wealth, though she owned a modest home and a few valuable personal belongings. Her health began to decline in her 80s, leading to frequent hospitalizations. Despite her contributions to the entertainment industry, she did not receive the widespread recognition she deserved. In her final years, she spent her time in Englewood, New Jersey, where she passed away from congestive heart failure on May 30, 2011, at the age of 93. In 1986, he was a beloved entertainer with a distinguished career celebrated for his contributions to the entertainment industry. His work spanned across musical comedy and humanitarian efforts, earning him admiration and respect. However, despite his professional success, his personal struggles cast a shadow over his accomplishments. His role in The Cosby Show was just a brief part of a much larger career, yet it still contributed to his visibility and popularity among audiences. Though he was loved by fans, his personal life revealed a different story, one marked by turmoil and conflict. His marriage to Sylvia, while initially positive, was often described as tumultuous. Despite their bond, their relationship was tested by long periods of separation and the strain caused by infidelities. This tension affected their connection, making it a challenging aspect of his life. While he maintained a successful career and was beloved by his fans, the issues in his personal life were ever present, overshadowing the joy that his professional life brought him. The tension and struggles he faced within his marriage were an ongoing battle, contributing to the complexity of his legacy. The couple had a daughter, Dana, but Kaye's relentless career often took precedence over family life. Financially, he was better off than many, accumulating an estate worth approximately $10 million, including a lavish home in Beverly Hills and a collection of classic cars. However, his final years were impacted by declining health due to hepatitis C, leading to serious heart complications. On March 3, 1987, at the age of 76, he passed away from heart failure. Rosalind Cash, who played Dr. Hughes in 1986, was a pioneering actress who tirelessly fought against racial and gender barriers in Hollywood, but her life was fraught with challenges. Although her role in The Cosby Show was relatively small, it was part of a career that defied expectations for Black actresses of her time. She never married or had children, choosing independence over traditional family life. She lived in a modest home in Los Angeles, where her most valuable asset was a collection of art reflecting her deep appreciation for culture and social activism. She never amassed great wealth, with her estate valued at only around $500,000. She faced significant challenges, including Hollywood's reluctance to cast Black women in leading roles, which limited her career opportunities. She was diagnosed with cancer, which she quietly endured while continuing to work. On October 31, 1995, at the age of 56, she passed away from the disease. Dizzy Gillespie, who played Mr. Hampton in The Cosby Show in 1984, was not only an actor, but also a legendary jazz musician with a life marked by both glory and personal struggles. His influence on music was unparalleled, but behind the scenes, he faced financial difficulties and the pressures of fame. Although he married Lorraine Willis, their relationship was complex due to his frequent touring. He had no children and later regretted missing out on a more personal life. Despite his success, he was not as wealthy as one might expect, with real estate valued at around $1.5 million, including a home in Englewood, New Jersey, and a priceless collection of instruments. His final years were marked by a painful battle with pancreatic cancer, a disease he continued to play music through whenever possible. His estate was divided among family members, and he made significant contributions to music education programs. He passed away on January 6, 1993, at the age of 75. Known for her role as Mrs. Hudson in The Cosby Show in 1991, she was an exceptionally talented actress, widely recognized for her outstanding acting skills and significant contributions to the entertainment industry. She left a mark in various fields, from film and television to theater, and was loved by audiences for her diverse and profound roles. However, her life was tragically cut short, as she was unable to continue her career in her later years. Her illustrious career was interrupted not only by illness, but also by personal difficulties. Lynne Thigpen, who played Mrs. Hudson in The Cosby Show in 1991, was an exceptionally talented actress. Her life was tragically cut short. Although she was praised in film, television, and theater, financial success was elusive, and she never fully enjoyed the wealth that should have accompanied her long career. She never married, and despite having close friends, her personal life was often lonely. She devoted almost all of her time to work and had no children, which added to her sense of isolation in her later years. One of her greatest challenges was the industry's failure to recognize her full potential, as she was often cast in supporting roles despite her immense talent. Additionally, she faced ongoing health issues that she mostly kept private. She suddenly passed away from a hemorrhagic stroke on March 12, 2003, at the age of 54. Her modest estate mainly consisted of personal belongings and professional memorabilia, left without direct heirs. Roscoe Lee Browne, who played Dr. Burroughs Foster in 1986, was an incredibly intelligent and refined man, but his private life remained a mystery. With his deep, commanding voice, he became a sought-after actor, but in life, he was a private and extremely quiet person, never marrying and having no children. His romantic life was often the subject of speculation, though he never publicly confirmed any relationships. He had financial security, owning a comfortable home in Los Angeles and a collection of rare books on poetry and art. His career spanned decades, and he was respected for his eloquence and talent. However, in his later years, he faced a private battle with stomach cancer, choosing not to disclose his illness to many. He continued to work despite his condition, but became increasingly reclusive as his health declined. On April 11, 2007, at the age of 84, he succumbed to the disease. Elaine Stritch, known for her role as Mrs. McGee in 1989, was a Broadway star with sharp wit and a larger-than-life presence. Although The Cosby Show was just a small part of her massive career, it contributed to her television legacy. Stritch was known for her blunt attitude and her ruthless approach to life, including her struggle with alcoholism, which she battled for decades. She married actor John Bay in 1973, but their marriage was childless, and his death left her devastated. Despite her immense success, she often spoke about loneliness and regret, particularly about not having children. Financially, she was well off with an estate worth around $20 million, including her luxurious home in Birmingham, Michigan, a collection of luxury cars, and Broadway memorabilia. In her later years, she lived in semi-retirement, publicly expressing her frustrations with aging and declining health. She passed away on July 17, 2014, at the age of 89, in her home from natural causes. Ethel Ayler, who played Carrie Hanks in The Cosby Show in 1984, was a respected actress whose life was devoted to the stage and screen. Despite a prolific career, she never achieved widespread fame and often found herself relegated to supporting roles. The limited opportunities for older black actresses in Hollywood meant that her career, while steady, never earned her the financial rewards she deserved. She never married and had no children, dedicating herself fully to her craft. While she owned a modest home and had some personal savings, her financial situation was never particularly strong. In her later years, she lived a peaceful life. Lou Myers, known for his role as Mr. Davis in 1987, was a comedian, but the struggles in his real life were anything but funny. While he made audiences laugh, he faced numerous personal and financial challenges behind the scenes. He never publicly spoke about his wife and children, and he had no romantic relationships made public, leading many to believe he faced his difficulties alone. Despite having a long career in television and film, he never achieved the financial security that some of his peers did. His estate consisted of personal belongings, stage memorabilia, and some financial assets, but he did not leave behind a fortune. Health problems plagued him in his later years, leading to numerous hospitalizations. His final years were difficult as he battled pneumonia and heart failure. On February 19, 2013, at the age of 77, Myers passed away in Charleston, West Virginia. Joe Williams, who played Al Hanks in 1985, was a jazz legend with a powerful voice that brought him fame, but his private life was often lonely. While widely acclaimed for his music, his role in The Cosby Show was one of many television appearances that showcased his versatility. He married briefly, but his relationship ended quietly, distant, and childless. Despite a successful career, Williams never accumulated great wealth. While he owned a modest home and a classic car collection, including a treasured classic Cadillac, he lived comfortably but not extravagantly, relying on royalties from his music. In his later years, he faced health issues and financial disputes with some family members and associates attempting to control his remaining assets. Although he continued to perform, his health declined, leading to increased isolation. On March 29, 1999, at the age of 80, Williams collapsed on the streets of Las Vegas and passed away from natural causes. Moses Gunn, who played Homer in 1986, was an extraordinary playwright, filmmaker, and actor, but his career was overshadowed by struggles with illness, industry discrimination, and financial instability. Despite his immense talent, he never achieved the widespread recognition he deserved. He never married and had no children, instead dedicating himself entirely to his craft. His personal life was marked by challenges, including battles with health issues and difficulties being a black artist in Hollywood during that time. Share your thoughts on the actor who played Homer in 1986 in the comments. If you found his story memorable, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more exciting videos. He struggled financially throughout his life, leaving behind a modest estate of scripts, personal writings, and some spiritually valuable assets. His later years were marked by the devastating effects of arthritis, combined with complications related to AIDS. As his health weakened, he withdrew from public life, spending his final years in relative seclusion. On April 5, 1989, at the age of 59, he passed away in New York. The actor who played Dr. Lotus in 1989 was a deeply respected actor with an imposing presence, but his personal life was marred by sorrow. Known for his Shakespearean-style performances, Gunn's career never reached the financial heights his talent deserved. He lived modestly in his later years, residing in a quiet neighborhood rather than a lavish estate. His mode of transport was a simple, reliable car instead of a luxury vehicle. Although he married his longtime partner, Gwen Wells, their relationship faced many difficulties, particularly due to his health. Their life faced many challenges, and despite having a son named Justin, family tensions arose due to his declining health and financial issues. One of the greatest tragedies of his life was his struggle with chronic asthma, which often left him debilitated and affected his ability to work. Additionally, he faced racial discrimination throughout his career, which limited his opportunities in Hollywood. Despite his immense talent, he passed away on December 16, 1993, at the age of 64 due to complications from asthma. The actor who played Dave in 1991 had a stable career but never provided him with significant financial security. His home was comfortable but unremarkable, and he lived a relatively modest life, staying away from the excesses of Hollywood. Dempsey married but went through a tumultuous relationship that eventually led to estrangement. In his later years, he had children, but they were not deeply involved in his life, especially in his final years. One major tragedy in his life was his struggle with obscurity. Despite working in the industry for decades, he never became a household name, which led to financial instability as he grew older. Another sorrow was his deteriorating health, which forced him into early retirement. When he passed away on August 27, 1998, at the age of 69 from natural causes, his estate was modest and little is known about his current financial situation. The actress who played a saleswoman in The Cosby Show in 1984 had a long career, but was often overlooked in the film and television industry. Although she was very versatile, she was frequently cast in supporting roles, but never truly became famous. Her marriage to her husband, Philip Rose, was one of the few constants in her life, though their relationship was tested by long periods of separation due to work. They never had children, which left her feeling deeply lonely in her later years. Financially, she was stable, but not wealthy, with her main asset being a new apartment in New York City, filled with personal mementos from her acting career. She fought health issues in her later years, with cervical cancer eventually taking its toll on her. She then withdrew from public life, rarely appearing. Some of her estate, valued at around $1 million, was donated to charitable causes. She passed away on October 4, 2011, at the age of 85. The actor who played David James in 1984 lived a life full of ups and downs. Although he found fame and financial success, accumulating a fortune that included a home and personal assets, his wealth could not protect him from deep personal tragedies. He married twice, first to Maya St. John and later to Alan and Adal. Kristoff St, who played David James in The Cosby Show in 1984, lived a life full of ups and downs. Although he found fame and financial success, accumulating a fortune that included a home and personal assets, his wealth could not protect him from deep personal tragedies. He married twice, first to Maya St. John and later to Alan and Adal. However, both marriages ended in divorce, largely due to personal struggles and mental health challenges. He had 2 children, Julian and Paris, but his life was forever marked by the suicide of Julian in 2014, a loss he never truly recovered from. His grief led to a downward spiral marked by bouts of depression and alcohol abuse. Another tragedy was his own battle with mental health, as he went in and out of treatment centers in his later years. When he passed away on February 3, 2019, at the age of 52, from hypertrophic heart disease with alcohol being a contributing factor, he left behind a complex estate with financial disputes arising in the years after his death. The actor who played Dr. Wexler in The Cosby Show in 1985 was a Hollywood star who worked behind the scenes as both a producer and an actor. Despite achieving great success in the entertainment industry, his personal life was unstable. He married, but his busy career often kept him away from home, creating tension in his relationships. He was known for his sharp intelligence and business acumen, accumulating his wealth through television projects with real estate valued at approximately $4 million. His Beverly Hills home was filled with mementos from his career, including rare scripts and production notes from shows he helped create. As he aged, he withdrew from public life, spending more time reflecting on his accomplishments rather than seeking new achievements. His later years were relatively peaceful, although he remained respected in the industry. He passed away on January 11, 1997, at the age of 89 from natural causes. The actor who played Coach Scott in The Cosby Show in 1985 was a distinguished actor and educator, but his life was full of struggles. Despite his undeniable talent, he often found himself constrained, limited by opportunities in Hollywood. He was a private person, rarely speaking about his personal life, although it was known that his relationships were difficult and often short-lived. He never had children, dedicating most of his energy to his craft and later to teaching aspiring actors. Financially, he was not as affluent as some of his colleagues, with his estate valued at around $1 million, mainly consisting of his home in Washington, D.C., and a collection of stage memorabilia. He spent his later years mentoring students, trying to impart the knowledge he had gained throughout his career. However, his deteriorating health eventually forced him to retire from teaching. He passed away on August 9, 2012, at the age of 81 from a non-communicable disease. Lena Horne. The actress who played herself in The Cosby Show in 1985 was a pioneer in the entertainment industry and a civil rights advocate. While her public image was one of grace and confidence, her personal life was far more complex. She married twice, and both marriages faced significant challenges due to racial and societal pressures of the time. The loss of her son Teddy Jones in 1970 was a devastating blow that she never fully recovered from. Although she achieved financial success with an estate valued at around $20 million, her wealth did little to ease the emotional pain she carried. Her estate included a beautiful home in New York City and a collection of jewelry and artwork, much of which was later donated to civil rights organizations. In her later years, she increasingly lived in seclusion, rarely appearing in public. She passed away on May 9, 2010, at the age of 92 from heart failure. The actor who played Mr. Barker in 1985 was a stage and screen actor renowned for his critically acclaimed career, but his personal life was little known. Although he was known for his commanding presence on Broadway, his television appearances, including The Cosby Show, provided him with financial stability rather than widespread fame. Grizzard never married and had no children, dedicating himself entirely to his craft. He lived in a well-appointed apartment in New York City, filled with rare books and stage memorabilia. Despite having financial comfort, he often spoke about the loneliness that came with pursuing perfection. His estate, valued at approximately $1.5 million, was quietly divided among close friends and family after his death. In his later years, he battled lung cancer, a disease he fought quietly until his health rapidly declined. On October 2, 2007, at the age of 79, he passed away due to complications from the illness. The actor who played Dr. Dan Morgan in 1986 is best known for voicing Sebastian in The Little Mermaid. However, his life was filled with struggles beyond the cheerful persona he portrayed on screen. His television role in The Cosby Show was small, but his contributions to the entertainment industry were significant. A man dedicated to his family, he married and had children, but still managed to find success both financially and professionally. The actor who played Dr. Lotus in 1989 was a deeply respected actor with an imposing presence, but his personal life was marred by sorrow. Known for his Shakespearean-style performances, Gunn's career never reached the financial heights his talent deserved. He lived modestly in his later years, residing in a quiet neighborhood rather than a lavish estate. His mode of transport was a simple, reliable car instead of a luxury vehicle. Although he married his longtime partner Gwen Wells, their relationship faced many difficulties, particularly due to his health. Their life faced many challenges, and despite having a son named Justin, family tensions arose due to his declining health and financial struggles. One of the greatest tragedies in his life was his struggle with chronic asthma, which often left him debilitated and affected his ability to work. Additionally, he faced racial discrimination throughout his career, which limited his opportunities in Hollywood. Despite his immense talent, he passed away on December 16, 1993, at the age of 64 due to complications from asthma. So, who was your favorite member of the Cosby Show cast? Leave your answer in the comments below. Over the years, we've had to say goodbye to many beloved stars, but their incredible performances will live on in our hearts. Their impact on television and the memories they created will never be forgotten. Leave a comment with a 1 if you resonate with these stars or a 0 if you have a different opinion. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a like if you found it interesting and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more fascinating stories. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.